Hello guys, my name is Emeko Kreke and welcome to yet another video review by Careful Optimist. Today I'm going to be comparing not just two headphones but three, and this is how I'm going to do this. The first two headphones will be the actual comparison because both of these headphones are on the same price range. Then the third headphone will be more like, I would say, the icing on the cake, or better still, I'll use it to emphasize these two other while also giving you a sense of what it offers in terms of the asking price. But before I go into all of this, I would like to take some time out and express my sincere apology to our subscribers for not being very forthcoming with more videos on this channel. It's been, I would say, busy and hectic with many other things that I do. But I am really working hard on improving the frequency of the video we bring to you on this channel. So subscribe if you are new to the channel, and please don't go away if you're already subscribed. That said, I also want to make videos about topics and areas of interest I am passionate about. So I have decided that for the headphone videos and reviews that we make, I'll be focusing my reviews on mainly one aspect: the sound quality, and yes, of course, everything else related to it. As for other features, I will tone them down or not even mention them at all. And we are starting off this new approach with this very review. So with no further ado, let's get right into it. On one hand is the Wilkins PX7 S2, and on the other hand is the Sennheiser Momentum 4. Then, last but not the least, is the Wilkins PX8. What these headphones have in common is that I have reviewed all of them individually on this channel. And in order not to make this video longer than it should be, I'll try to focus squarely on areas where they are similar or where they differ. So I recommend that you also watch the individual reviews of these headphones in addition to this one. Link in the description below. And like I said, my focus on these headphones is how they compare with regards to all aspects of sound quality. The sound quality of the Wilkins PX7 S2 is top-notch in every way. When these headphones came out, I was convinced I have found my daily driver headphones. The balance, accuracy across frequencies was just impressive. The way I describe the sound signature of the PX7 S2 is that it could easily be a reference headphone, you know, the one you use for monitoring nuances of sound when working on professional audio projects. It features a 40mm drive unit placed in such a way that the sound is hitting your ears at a definite angle. With these headphones, what you hear is what you get. That said, it might sound like a contradiction if I say that despite the fact that the PX7 S2 are good sounding headphones, it leaves something wanting in the area of punchiness. It's just a bit on the quiet side and also somewhat flat. And that's where the Sennheiser comes in. The Sennheiser Momentum 4 is an amazing sounding headphones for its price, which retails as at the time of this video for the discount price of 270 euros as opposed to 430 euros for the Wilkins PX7 S2. For that price, the Sennheiser Momentum 4 is a giveaway. The sound signature differs from that of the PX7 S2, of course, in that the bass is more emphasized. It is also punchier and more present. However, depending on what music you are listening to, the bass could become muffled and bleed ever so slightly into the lower mid frequencies, although this doesn't happen all the time. So once in a while, you have that kind of quirkiness. Equipped with a 42mm driver, the Sennheiser Momentum 4 also is more spacious than the PX7 S2, and you get a sense of this when you are listening to, say, a Dolby Atmos audio. To take advantage of what these headphones has to offer in terms of sound quality and, of course, many other features, you need to install their respective mobile apps, which are both available in iOS and Android version. That of Sennheiser is called Smart Control. It is packed with features that helps to customize the headphones for sound, noise cancellation preferences, and user convenience. With the equalizer, you can personalize the sound to your liking and even save them as customized settings. Not only that, you have access to EQ settings tailored to specific musical genres. The sound check feature provides you with guided steps to personalize the sound to your taste. For those who are not so, for instance, tech savvy with audio tuning. On testing these sound customization features of the Sennheiser, I realized that they work quite well, unlike those of some other headphones I have used, for instance, the Sony XM5. Again, this is a huge plus for Momentum 4. It got me thinking that in the future, these companies will dedicate more attention to the digital technology and the interface, in this case, the mobile app, through which they customize the most basic yet important physical component of any audio listening device, the drive unit. In other words, as the technology behind the drive units advance, we might start to see cheap and good sounding headphones because the software does a great job at encoding and decoding the sound signals. Maybe this explains why the Momentum 4 is quite cheap for its sound quality. That said, the Sennheiser Smart Control app lags behind in some areas when compared to the mobile app of Bowers & Wilkins. Over the years, Bowers & Wilkins has kept their mobile apps bare bones, denying users the ability to customize features extensively. But with the launch of the PX7 S2, we saw a significant upgrade to the app. They improved on the EQ customization feature. Bowers & Wilkins has always been confident about their straight out-of-the-box sound signature. So they've limited the EQ presets to just a tweak of the bass and treble. Also, there is no options to save your settings for different musical genres. I actually like the controls that are as intuitive as volume controls. Also, they work quite well. The Bowers & Wilkins mobile app also doubles as a music streaming app. You can now connect your high-quality streaming platforms such as Tidal, Deezer, Qbuzz, and more, to it. The app can stream up to 24-bit 36 kilohertz high-resolution music file through your Bowers & Wilkins headphones. If you are into the company's system, you can now create your own ecosystem, say between your speakers and your headphones, and then assign specific sound settings to them. But guess what I recently discovered? If you are listening to a music file from your Bowers & Wilkins mobile app with a Bowers & Wilkins headphone, the quality is significantly better. They are punchier, louder, and more alive. In other words, they accentuate the quality of the headphones a lot more. In fact, this is the main reason you should always use the Bowers & Wilkins app if you have any of their products. This is quite a smart move by the company. My guess is, and this is just a guess, is that they are looking for a way to keep the customization of the sound within their ecosystem, and what better way to do so than to make a music player that can predictably reprocess the audio signal passing through the headphones. In other words, they are controlling the process from the hardware to the software, and that's amazing. The PX7 S2 comes alive when you are using the company's mobile app, so much that I am forced to take back all I said earlier about it being on the quiet side, because it immediately changes from this quiet headphones to something that is livelier. That said, the app is far from perfect. One annoying bug that never seems to go away is the wear sensor feature. It does not work. When activated, it pauses the music erratically. This is annoying, especially because on the side of Sennheiser Momentum 4 and many other headphones in the market, this works perfectly. So, Bowers & Wilkins, please get your act together and fix this thing through, say, firmware updates. At this point, I want to digress a bit and talk about how It is important to note that the technology behind the drive unit of premium headphones has advanced beyond the actual mobile device you are using to listen to music. The iPhone is the number one offender in this regard. Think of it as paying a premium price for a sports car only to be able to drive it at the speed of a truck. That's what you get when you are listening to audio with your premium headphones via Bluetooth on your iPhone. Well, some Android devices do much better in this regard. So if you want to get the best out of these headphones, you are better off with Android devices than iPhone. So if a company like Bose & Wilkins can find a way to harness more power of the drive unit through their own music player, all the better. What about wired listening with these headphones? Well, the Bose & Wilkins wins hands down. In fact, that's the other selling point of these headphones. It allows wired listening through the USB port, and you can stream high-res audio up to 24-bit 96 kHz. And I tell you, if you find yourself stationary, that's the best way to use these headphones. You will get the best bang for your money by using it stationary and wired. The Sennheiser Momentum 4 uses a 1.2 mm auxiliary cable for wired connection, and because most of my audio cables are 3.5 mm, this is one more cable that I need to remember to always carry around with me. In fact, when I tried to use the headphones wired, I realized that I had misplaced the cable, so I couldn't use any of my audio cables lying around because they were not compatible, and that's a bummer. So this is one downside about using the Sennheiser on wired mode. Okay, how does noise cancellation features affect the sound quality of these headphones? Well, the Sennheiser Momentum 4's ANC is robust and top-notch. Not so far from those of the Sony SM5, for instance. They are also adaptive, so you can adjust them incrementally. As for the PX7 S2, well, the noise cancellation is tolerable. It's great, but not as good as the Sennheiser Momentum 4 or even something like the Sony SM5. Bose & Wilkins tells us that the sound quality of their ANC headphones stays the same regardless of the ANC mode you use, but this is not exactly true. Using the PX7 S2 and the PX8 for the past 6 months, I've made an interesting discovery. The sound quality is at its best when you turn on the noise cancellation or the pass-through mode, which you can also call the transparency mode. The moment you switch those off, the sound quality degrades. The bass loses power and the volume drops. So in other words, the processor of the headphones favors when you use the ANC and pass-through mode more than when you're not using them. Is this a downside? Well, you decide. Also, if you wear glasses and they are made of thick handles like mine, I find that the Bose & Wilkins headphones suffer from this a lot more than the Momentum 4. It's obvious that my glasses comes in the way of the ear cup ceiling, and as a result, the sound loses its punchiness and liveliness. This is something to keep in mind. Okay, so I've been comparing the PX7 S2 and the Sennheiser Momentum 4, but how do they stack up with the Bose & Wilkins PX8? This one here. The PX8 was announced just 1 month after the release of the PX7 S2. It is literally the premium version of the PX7S2, and as you can see, they look alike in many ways. The only difference in cosmetics is a material upgrade. So it's obvious that the PX8 is destined for those who are already conversant with the Bose & Wilkins sound signature and, of course, have even extra cash to spare. But also those who appreciate aesthetics and material quality enough to want to pay for it. These cans come at the price of 700 euros. That's precisely the price of the PX7 S2 and the Momentum 4 put together. The main selling point of the PX8 is the 40mm carbon cone drive unit. This significantly improves the sound quality but also contributes to fast frequency response. So the sound is almost a further perfection of what you hear from PX7 S2. But is it worth the hefty price when it comes to the sound improvement? The answer is no. They are great headphones, but unless you are the kind that would buy a Bang & Olufsen H95 without losing a month's rent, the price, to me, is not justifiable. If you are pressed for cash, you are better off with the PX7 S2. And if you even want to save some more while staying in the range of good sound quality, then the Sennheiser Momentum 4 is your best guy. All right, so I have to make a statement. This video has been many months in the making. So what you have seen so far, I filmed it some like 2-3 months ago. And that's because I have been very busy. I've said this already. I've been very busy doing many other things, like within, my work as an artist. But what that has done is that it has given me enough time to spend with these headphones. So I've been using them since then, and I've made some discoveries, starting with the PX7 S2. I discovered that having used it for, all these months, and then it started to deteriorate. The PX7 S2 has a durability issue. So I don't know if you can see it torn here, and this is basically a little over a year, and I wasn't even using it so regularly, because I have other headphones that I'm trying out. As a matter of fact, I'm using more of the PX8 than this one. So all of this is light usage, and this has already happened. This is completely unacceptable, Boaz and Wilkins. It is unacceptable. The PX7 S2 is a great sounding headphone, but if it's doing this, this is a deal breaker, definitely. So if you are going to buy these headphones, remember to get it with warranty, not second-hand, because if you get it second-hand, you might end up being that person who, ends up with this, something like this. So get it with warranty so that if this happens to you, you'll be able to send it back to the company and ask for a replacement. That said, I want to make an overall statement as to what makes these headphones really stand out for me, especially having used them even more since the last time that I filmed what you saw so far. I want to start with the Sennheiser Momentum 4. The Sennheiser Momentum 4 are great sounding headphones, but where it really excels for me is on the level of connectivity. These things are very robust in terms of connection. If it connects to your Bluetooth, it stays connected. And also, the battery life is amazing. Like, you can leave this on a corner, charge, and it's on standby, and every time you brush into it, it wakes up and it connects to your device immediately. And it's been doing that for the past 3 months. In fact, the last time I charged it was 3 months ago. And it has stayed faithful. The standby works perfectly. It is durable. So if you are looking for headphones that are not going to disappoint you, leave you on the road, or tear off somewhere around the corner while you're using it and just leave you stranded, for those people who really love to be with their headphones. Someone told me recently that they might even forget their mobile phone, but they will never forget their headphones. So I'm thinking about this person right now and saying, if you are that kind of a person, the Sennheiser Momentum 4 is your guy, because it's very reliable. The sound is not as great as the PX8, yes, but in terms of the robustness, the everyday usage of it, this will never disappoint you. It is really a daily driver. Now with the PX8, I still think that it's so overpriced. I've used it more and more again over these 3 months, and yeah, the sound is great. The cosmetics, yeah, nice. But at the end of the day, I feel like for €700, it's really overpriced. If it had gone for like 500, then that would be great. And I say this because Boaz and Wilkins are very good at cutting corners and making compromises or overpricing their stuff. I think that has to stop, really. I think that they really have to get their acts together and make something, the hardware itself, because they're very good with sound. Their sound signature is just amazing. Perhaps one of the best in the market. But when it comes to the hardware, they still have a long way to go. And I think that Boaz and Wilkins, the company, should first of all get this right before they begin to slap, a premium price onto these things. So that's it. All right, that sounds like a good place to end this review. I hope you have found this video helpful. We have more reviews in the pipeline coming your way soon, so like, subscribe, and leave your constructive comment in the comment section. On that note, I wish you a wonderful day or night, depending on your time zone, and see you in the next video.